Hello. Next question. In electrostatics, when a glass rod is rubbed with a silk cloth, charges appear on both. A similar phenomenon is observed with many other pairs of bodies. Explain how this observation is consistent with the law of conservation of charge. With the law of conservation of charge. Okay. So, what is the law of conservation of charge? It states that total charge in a closed system, remains conserved, that is constant. So even though it is said total charge, you will have to consider the signs of the charge also. Algebraic sum, you can take algebraic sum. So how this statement is consistent with the glass rod rubbed with silk, the charges acquired by the glass rod and silk, that is called frictional electricity. You will have to explain how that is consistent with the law of conservation of charge. So this comes under what is known as frictional electricity. That means the electricity produced due to the rubbing phenomenon. One body is rubbed with another body, the bodies become charged. So examples, as it is given in this question, glass rod. This is glass rod. When you rub it with a silk cloth, glass rod becomes positively charged and the silk cloth becomes negatively charged after the rubbing phenomenon. So it is becoming positively charged, becoming negatively charged. So at the first sight, it appears to us we have created charges as if it is a violation of conservation of charge, but in reality it is not a violation of conservation of charge. That is the main idea of the question. How this kind of frictional electricity is consistent with the law of conservation of charge. Okay, let's say that before we rub the glass rod with the silk cloth, glass rod neutral, silk cloth neutral, therefore before the rubbing phenomenon, the total charge is 0. We take a glass rod and silk cloth, before they are rubbed with each other, let's say they are neutral. So net charge is 0. After the rubbing phenomenon, what will happen? If the glass rod acquires say some 5 units of positive charge, I am just taking some easy number, plus 5 units of positive charge, then this will acquire minus 5 units of positive charge. Because the electrons would go from glass rod to silk. Do you understand that? So how many electrons the glass rod loses, so many electrons the silk cloth will gain. So if you assume that if it has got say instead of 5, if you want to generalize it, let's say it is plus x units of charge, this will acquire minus x units of charge. Because the electrons which were originally in the glass rod have been removed to the silk cloth due to the rubbing phenomenon. So what is the total charge? This is plus x unit minus x unit. Here also the net charge is 0. So before the rubbing phenomenon also net charge is 0. After the rubbing phenomenon also net charge is 0. Hence law of conservation of charge.